Good morning and warm welcome to one and all. On behalf of Maharashtra Education Society's Institute of Management and Career Courses, I am Mrs. Ashwini Patil. Welcome you all to the guest lecture on COVID-19 Warriors, the Unsung Stories. Dear friends, we know that coronavirus is spreading widely. Day by day, the cases are rising rapidly. India had moved quickly, implemented a proactive nationwide lockdown with the goal of flattening the COVID curve. This COVID 19 pandemic has triggered major health crisis as well as a deep economic crisis. On one hand, people across India and around the globe are largely confined to their homes. On the other hand, the brave medical army, doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, medical staff members, ambulance drivers are leading the battle from the front line by putting their lives at risk. Not to forget medical researchers. They are working day in and night out to find the antidote to the disease. Many doctors, police officers have been sacrificed their own lives in the line of duty. Police force, journalists, sanitation workers, NGOs, volunteers are working at the front lines to ensure that we as a nation are protected and safe. Delivery personnel, bank employees, government employees, and local store owners, they are working tirelessly to deliver essential services. From the rack pickers to security personnel are working hard for people in these challenging times. The list of these frontline warriors is expanding. At the same time, the stories of these warriors or superheroes are inspiring, emotional, and heartbreaking. These stories of bravery, sacrifice, and compassion inspires and gives us hope to the Indians and the world in this globe to fight against COVID-19. Today, we are getting an opportunity to hear these stories. We are really fortunate to have with us Shri Ravindra Vanjarwadkar sir. He is working as Sanghchalak Pune Mahanagar Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Sir is associated with IMCC from so many years. He worked as chairman, College Advisory Committee. He has been guiding, supporting us in each and every aspiration of our college. Sir has helped us, motivated us, advised us in every successful transition of our college. Sir worked as chairman, governing body, Maharashtra Education Society, and is associated with MES with his valuable contribution. About his education, he is BE production from VJTI Mumbai and has been a rank holder throughout his career. His professional experience, he worked in Telco Pune for 4 years. In 1987, selected as assistant collector through MPSC. Worked as an assistant collector for Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg district. As chief executive officer for Ulhasnagar Corporation, as administrator for Bhiwandi, and as a residential collector for Thane district. He is proprietor director of software firm CTech Computer Services. About his social background, he is handling prominent positions and responsibilities at various NGOs and forums of RSS. Chaired position like chairman, secretary, assistant secretary of Seva Vardhini. Worked as co-organizer for Swami Vivekanand Sardha Shakti Samiti. From 2006, Sir is holding the responsibility as Sanghchalak Pune Mahanagar RSS. With this brief introduction, I extend warm welcome to Vanjarwadkar sir. I request Dr. Santosh Deshpande, Director IMCC, to welcome and felicitate sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request Vanjarwadkar sirs to start the session.
Good morning and a deep gratitude towards MES IMCC for inviting to this talk, a webinar talk. I offer special thanks to my friend Dr. Santosh Deshpande, who is Director IMCC, his eminent faculty members, the technical staff who is assisting to conduct this webinar, the students who are participating in this webinar through their Zoom apps Facebook Lives and YouTubes. And I welcome all the viewers who all are watching this webinar. Thank you for my such elaborate introduction. I had privilege to be associated with Maharashtra Education Society, which is a legacy of 160 years, a great tradition in the field of education. Now runs more than 50 institutions from KG to PG. And I also thank CSI IMCC chapter for designing this webinar and suggesting me the topic of COVID warriors, the unsung stories. The moment Dr. Santosh Deshpande told me that this is the topic, one question came to my mind, and that is, who is a COVID warrior? Who are COVID warriors? And then I was going through a list, and broadly, I could categorize them in 5 layers. The first layer is the humanity. Every one of us is affected, and every one of us is fighting. So the humanity as a whole is a COVID warrior at the highest level, the level number 1. The second is the concepts and ideas. The concept of lockdown, the concept of containment, the concept of microclusters, and its implementation. Now, if you come to third layer, the third layer is institutional layer. The government, the civil society, the NGOs, socio-religious organizations, political formations, professional bodies, and individuals. So this is a third layer. Now the fourth layer is individual layer. Each one helping other one. Like we had the concept in MES as each one teach one. So each one individual is helping the other, and the other is helping the third person. So we all are connected through individuals. So this is a fourth layer. And the final one, I would not say final, because I will be requesting all the viewers to add few more layers if I will be missing those. This layer is silent, unseen, unsung, but its impact is felt. And this layer is the biggest warrior group, number 5. I'm reminded of a small incident in the life of Swami Vivekananda. 2 young friends, young boys, they met him. Like other disciples would meet Swami Vivekananda and take his advice. So one boy asked Swamiji, I am not able to progress in my spiritual life. I am not getting peace of mind. Swamiji gently inquired, dear friend, what do you do for that? He replied, I go inside my room, I close the windows, I shut the door, sit in a chair and start concentrating. But my experience is that neither I am able to concentrate nor I am getting peace. So Swamiji immediately answered, look, great man, you open the windows, open the door, go to the streets, you help the poor persons, help those hungry men for getting food for them, serve the ailing and sick people, and teach those illiterates. You will get peace of mind. Now the boy was not convinced. He asked Swamiji, Swamiji, if I go into the streets and wander here and there, I will get exhausted. If I go and serve the sick and ailing persons, I will get sick. So how do I get peace of mind? Then Swamiji very gently told him and gave a beautiful advice. He said, young man, you better live the path that you have chosen to get the peace of mind. And I also request you to leave the room. Now, my stories are all about the young people, college boys, girls, young professionals, women, and even age old, who broke their circles of comfort zones. They opened windows, not only of the room, but of the mind. They came on the streets and did all that Swami Vivekananda said and advised. So I'm sure these stories will not only inspire us, but they give us opportunity to give a big clap to them, express gratitude with folded hands. This talk, I would like to divide it into 3 sections. One will, of course, be the unsung stories. The second part will be few management lessons, because the viewers and students are from Institute of Management and Career Courses. And the third part, if time permits, then I will be taking you through a gallery of few photographs and newspaper reports. We have talked about these stories. Now look at the pandemic situation the COVID-19 has created. This is very peculiar and extraordinary. The COVID-19 has completely changed the meanings of some of the words. Someone asked me, what is the most positive word during this pandemic? And the answer was the negative swab report. And the positivity you can see on the faces of the relatives of a person whose swab test report has come negative. And conversely, again, someone asked me, which is the most negative word this COVID-19 has given? Is positive swab test report. So look at the meanings, connotations, and feelings. They are 180 degrees apart. COVID-19 has given 3 more vitals. Initially, we used to have vehicle, wallet, and meet. Then meeting the people. But these 3. Now, you need mask, which I always wear. I have removed it because I am talking to you. The sanitizer, which we all used when we were entering. We have cleaned our hands with sanitizer. And the distancing. Even here, a proper physical distance is maintained while conducting a webinar. So these 3 vital things have come. Now, I was again imagining what stories I should pick up, because there are so many stories, told, untold, sung, unsung. But I thought I would pick up those individuals and institutions, the concepts and ideas, which followed the footstep of Swami Vivekananda. And I will begin by saluting doctors, nurses, the health workers, police, volunteers, and media persons. They are in the forefront, risking their life, fighting to save others' life, Some of them also got positive. They have families. He has a wife and children, or she has husband, children, mothers, grandparents, and other relatives. Now look at the statistics, that how many persons are saved, and while doing so, how many have endured this pain of going through positive, ICU, getting oxygen, and few lost battles. So I express deep gratitude and salute to all these warriors. I read a report that even young interns, the medical students, MBBS, BMS, homeopaths, physiotherapists, dentists, all of them, while doing that, the students of final year just completed their education and working in various fields and various operations. One boy and a girl, she got positive. Of course, got good medical service, got treated. And one girl, she did a complete night duty. And exactly next day morning, she was requested by a technical competent authority to donate her blood so that the plasma that contains antibodies would be donated to a person who is undergoing severe symptoms. And these trials are conducted under the protocols of ICMR and WHO. She donated. Look at the courage. Now, let's turn our camera 180 degrees and see the persons who are being served. They stay in very small tin shed houses, very small place to move in that locality, in urban slums. We call them Jhuggi Jhopdi. Now they don't know how, where and why this virus, which originated in Wuhan, it reached Dubai. From Dubai, it reached Pune. They don't know how this virus reached Delhi, from Delhi to Pune and different states. They don't know how it reached Pune, their locality, their homes, and one of their near and dear one got infected. Without their fault, many of their relatives, neighbors, they're going through and enduring this pain of isolation, because isolation means you are away from your relatives. A mother is away from their child. A brother is away from the sister. And young people are away from their ailing parents. This is isolation. Now sometimes they get critical. And we've seen some newspaper reports and media reports and health authorities are declaring the mortality. So I wonder, I would ever appreciate the pain that these people are enduring. So, and very silently. So I was talking to the fifth section. This is one part of that fifth section. And also the uncalled for social stigma. What is it that anyone you can see gets infected, gets treated, and for our country, which has got a built-in immunity and age-old practices of yoga, pranayama, Ayurveda, our mortality rate is low. But there are few unfortunate deaths and a fear and a stigma. So many times their relatives are also affected. They are quarantined, so they cannot attend the Antya Samskar, the last rites, funeral. So I was reading a story in a newspaper report, as a newspaper report. I confirmed it by talking to those who are involved and also saw a video about it. This is a group of 4 people from Nasik. Mr. Sanjay Chandratre is a joint secretary of RSS Jana Kalyan Samiti Nasik. He and his colleagues, they approached civil surgeon, the health authority in Nasik, and appealed to them to involve RSS Jana Kalyan Samiti and volunteers in conducting Antya Samskar. One of the volunteer, who is a financial analyst, and 3 of his friends are professionals. They came forward, formed a team. Now it was a time to train them because there are WHO guidelines and then there are ICMR protocols and also the rules and restrictions of the district administration of that town. Now they had to be trained to wear PPE kit, use mask, face shield, cover themselves and conduct this operation. Now a person who is deceased, that mortal remains are not handed over to the relatives. It's a protocol and a necessary one. So a team had to be there in place who are trained to handle the mortal remains, the dead body, take them through ambulance to Amardham of Nasik, and then perform Antya Samskar, which is a samskara in our tradition, as per the beliefs and faiths of the community to which he belongs. This committee did that, and there is a beautiful newspaper report narrating this inspiring story of Mangesh Khadilkar and Mrs. Shubhada Desai. She's a woman. She is trustee of an organization called IAM in Nasik. And she is also coordinator of one very inspiring organization called Durga Durga. Maybe they help women climbing the forts of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and inculcating that bravery. Now this brave lady, Shubhadatai, she participated in one of the Antya Samskar. And I was reading her social media post that she said it is extremely emotionally overwhelming experience. The person's mortal remains on whom you are performing Antya Samskara. You don't know him. He is not related to you. But then what is that connection God has created between me and him, that I have been chosen as part of this team to perform Antya Samskara? 1 or 2 relatives are standing at a distance. They're looking at this team, tears in their eyes, and folded hands expressing gratitude. So I think one of your students of IMCC can talk to her and know further details about this particular story. Now I am coming to a layer to which I presently belong, the layer of volunteering. And I had a feeling, deep feeling, that Seva is our DNA. Seva is our Bharat's DNA. But after going through and reading the reports and personally experiencing, I'm convinced, I can say with conviction, that Seva is our DNA. No two opinions about it. I call them Seva Dut, the volunteers. These volunteers are of all the age groups, but prominently are youth, young boys and girls, the women, Matru Shakti. So Yuva Shakti and Matru Shakti, they are the ones who are in the battle at the forefront, even while providing seva. They came out of the comfort zones, they wearing masks, maintaining physical distance, using sanitizer, and providing food, ration, medicines, counseling, emotional support to those who most need it. I need it, you need it. But some need it more. Like the one who are daily wage earners. Now, they don't have anything, no work. Very few of them have work. But majority of them, at least during the lockdowns, they did not have. So the only means of livelihood was not there. The ailing people, the age-old people, the Divyang, the Devdasis, we call them red light areas, the sisters and mothers, and the transgenders, and the shelterless, who we see them on the streets, we don't know where they sleep, how they feed. So these volunteers from different organizations, from RSS Jana Kalyan Samiti, from Bharatiya Jain Sangh, from ISKCON, from Vishwa Hindu Parishad, from Gurudwaras, from IRCTC, from Ganesh Mandal, from professional bodies, professional associations, PPCR. PPCR is a association of corporate leaders from Pune, and the individuals. The number is and the statistics is mind-boggling. Any of the websites, you can open the dashboard of PPCR. How brilliantly they have converged the skills, knowledge, experience, and resources. Every day providing seva in different dimensions. RSS Jana Kalyan Samiti, PPR, BJS, ISKCON, IRCTC, all NGOs are working together and providing this fantastic layer of seva. So if statistics is great, the greater is their seva and inspiration. And each one of them will provide a story. And again, I request the students not just to see the website or not just to see the dashboard, but be one of them. Participate in that activity. At how food kit is prepared, how ration kit is prepared, how do you find the most needy sections, how do you reach to them, and how Apada Madad Kendra is managed, the relief center is managed. So that is the best way to learn. Learn by doing, learn by being there, learn by participating. And that is experiential learning. That is what we all learn during the present times. I would narrate a small story which inspired me. One fine morning, I received a letter from Member of Parliament from Darjeeling, Mr. Raju Bist. It's a very inspiring letter that I received. He mentioned about the relief work being done in Pune by all the organizations together. And he wrote very inspiring words, which really gave a boost to our morale. And he mentioned one name, Mr. Hemant Nikhil. He's a RSS volunteer from Wanodi. He stays there. He runs his own business. He has a factory. Since his name was there, and I knew Hemant Nikhil personally because I meet him very often when I visit that area. Now I cannot go physically, so I meet him through social media. I asked him, Hemant, what you did that you made Pune proud and it's being taken note of by member of parliament? He said, sir, one morning I got call from Mr. Desai, who is a RSS Pracharak. He got call from Delhi. In Delhi, there is a helpline by Rashtriya Seva Bharati. There was a request from Darjeeling and MP's office that few boys from Darjeeling are in Pune. Why have they come? They have come in search of a job and to earn the livelihood. Like we all go to different parts of our country and we also go to different parts of the world exactly to do that. These boys, they work in hotels and they participate in evening chat bhandar, which we all like. Even there are some few chat bhandars where friends from Darjeeling, you might see them. The landlord was not in a mood to help them. He was asking them to leave the rented premises. I would say lack of understanding or sheer ignorance of the people who were telling that landlord that this pandemic or virus or infection may come from them. Hemant, he reached the spot. He took food packets, the ration for 10 days, talked to the boys, explained to the landlord. And luckily, he also found out that Darjeeling, Sikkim is Bharat. They are our Sare Bharatiya Maje Bandhav आहेत. Hemantji then met the police authorities. Immediate help came from the police personnel and they got help. Now different groups which were connected to these boys also started contacting. Hemantji, he formed a team, took help from the relief center of RSS Jana Kalyan Samiti, his friends and relatives who were young, who could travel during those days by taking permissions from the police, the passes, and provided help. He not just provided food, but he provided the emotional bonding that was required. We say Sare Bharatiya Maje Bandhav आहेत. Hemantji did it through his act. So I put that post on Pune Mahanagar group and everyone felt really, really inspired. I'm sure you will be one of them. I stay very nearby and at the corner of our housing society is one grocery shop and also a sabji shop. Mr. Ramesh, who runs the grocery shop and the sabji shop, we all get it every day. There's not a single day he closed his shop, except when the district authorities told him to do that. That everybody has to follow. But then whenever he got a chance, his family is there. I know his son and daughter, even they have grandchildren, the relatives at home. But these 2-3 persons every day coming wearing mask, and then we all people maintaining the physical distance, we get sabji. Our dudwala, Vinod, at 6:30 in the morning, me and myself and my wife, we just sit in our corridor, watching beautiful trees and the birds singing, the sun shining, bringing hope and all that beauty and positivity to the life. That I do. Even you can peep through the window and see beautiful flowers and trees around you, the birds singing. And that's the time when Vinod brings our milk bag. He has not missed providing me a milk bag even a single day. Now, is it a special privilege for me that these people come out of their comfort zones, taking risk? Okay, that is his bread and butter. But so did I have. The medical shops and the banks, right from day one, my bank manager, the manager of a bank where I have an account, and their staff, they staggered it. 2-3 persons coming, even there are women and young girls operating a bank, and the security wala who is there to protect you withdrawing money at ATM, and the internet service providers, and the social media servers and networks, all of them. Do you imagine that you would be comfortable without them? No. So this is a vast sea of a kind of support system that our society builds. मैं पूछना चाहता हूं कि क्या यह कहानियां प्रेरणादायी नहीं है? तो ऐसे किसी भी एक किराना ग्रोसरी शॉप ओनर, a milkman, or a medical shop owner, you can go and talk to him. Friend, how did you manage your supply chain? We have a topic called supply chain management, and there are a lot of models and softwares being developed. I'm sure the students of MCA, or very bright and brilliant students IMCC has, and I had an opportunity to talk to you many times. Can you just study the supply chain management, where in spite of so much of restrictions, there's another supply chain management. And I would like to draw attention to one of the fantastic concepts called IRJIC. Those from rural areas and from farmers' family, they would know this. It is the farmers' families helping each other in tilling, sowing, watering and harvesting and marketing. They all help each other. Because if the farm is being at a distance, then one family member's efforts are not sufficient. So other farmers come together and do it. This is IRJIC. Now that is being implemented through Shetkari Krutigat. This is a link between farmers and consumers like you and me. Where do we get these sabjis and vegetables? Where do we get this wheat and cereals and chawal? Where do we get milk from? It is all because our Annadata is working. The farmers, day in and day night. When we are sitting inside and saying that we use mask, sanitizer, which is must, but then Annadata is working there. Now, his produce, the vegetables, the onions, the potatoes, that we eat fresh, it has to reach us. So this Shetkari Krutigat is a bridge between farmers and the consumers in the city. So this is how the supply chain is maintained, and supply chain management and customer relationship management are two of the very important topics these days. Through these we can learn, build the case studies and make good models out of it. I was talking to Mr. Abhay Thakar, and asked him, what inspired you to do this? He said, sir, I am a member of a Shakha, RSS Shakha. And in my childhood, I was in Talegaon, Dabhade, where there was a Shakha, and I was a Mukhya Shikshak. So someone who gives all kinds of instructions, and Shakha is conducted with his instructions in a very, very disciplined and informal way. So he said one speaker had come, like I have come here, to talk to you. One Vakta had come and he said and told very inspiring stories from the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Phule, and all such eminent persons. And finally he said that why can't we ourselves become like that? Now during second lockdown, when the reports of the virus spreading into different localities, more patients surfacing, more being isolated, more being treated, and some unfortunate demises, lost lives. They are being reported. They were being reported. Pune was under the grip of fear and negativity. Now someone has to break that circle of negativity, because positivity, which is a real fuel for growth, it comes only if the circle of negativity is broken. So Abhay Thakar, he was telling me, he's a professional. He said, when my Karyavaha told me that we are going to start a screening abhiyan, how do we go about it? So I thought in the evening, while before I slept, that why not me? Next day morning, when we were taking tea together, in our family, we have a tradition of taking tea together, having lunch together, taking dinner together, discussing with each other. This is our family system. He made up his mind during night, and then he just asked his daughter. His daughter is ISER Trivandrum student. Now she's in Pune. She's 19-year-old. He said, there is a camp and screening abhiyan where we are going to screen the persons from what is called as red zones, hotspot areas. Means where there is more infection and more positives. The daughter immediately replied, Baba mi yenar. I'm joining. Now he looked at his wife. She's an advocate. Thakar Vahini is advocate. She said, if my daughter is joining, I am joining. So all of them, they joined. What is this abhiyan? Is first you go to a quarantine shibir where you are screened for the symptom. You should not have fever. You should not have travel history. That is essential. And then learn how to wear a PPE kit, how to wear a mask, how to protect yourself, how to build your immunity, how to maintain drive, how to maintain inspiration, and the inspiration from your own heart that you are doing not for yourself but for others, saving the life. In the temperatures running between 38 and 40 degrees, I know because I have been there at hotspot, one of the hotspots. It's very difficult, even for 10 minutes, to wear a PPE kit and a mask and be in a locality under scorching sun. It's very difficult. It's dehydrating. It's emotionally and mentally challenging. So one can get upset. But they are trained, equipped, and secured. Volunteering was a tagline that we had developed. You need training, you have to be equipped, and you follow all the security norms of ICMR, WHO, and district administration. They go, PMC health staff is there. Pune Municipal Corporation has given a very big helping hand. The entire administration, the divisional commissioner's office, he himself, the district collector, the PMC commissioner, all the deputy commissioners, additional commissioners, the police commissioner, all the police personnel. It's a joint operation. But the team of 8-10 people, as I mentioned, young intern doctors, young technicians, young college boys, the women, they would go. Sit in the ambulance at 9 o'clock start, go to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Nagar, Ramabai Ambedkar Nagar, Bhim Nagar, Nagpur Chal, Tadiwala Road, Parvati Darshan, Patil Estate, Prem Nagar, Kasewadi, all such areas in Pune. You all know this. go door to door, right from a small kid to age-old person, even ailing persons, and you don't know who is positive, then you can imagine how to break that circle of fear and negativity. ये बहुत ही जोखिम भरा काम है. अपनी परवाह किए बिना दूसरों के जीवन की परवाह करना, इसके लिए एक बहुत ही खास एक संवेदना चाहिए और संस्कार चाहिए और अनुशासन चाहिए. ये तीनों के बगैर ये नहीं हो सकता. सो go there door to door to screening, find out the suspects, which they did very successfully, and that helped break the chain of spread. Now you can see after fourth lockdown in these areas, the patients who are surfacing there is reducing, which is a great hope for Pune. And the great job is done by the administration and most of the NGOs and the Seva Duts. I just gave a mention or narrated story of Abhay, but there are many. One girl from my own society, she reached there, just read a Facebook page and asked his father that, Baba, I want to join. He allowed. He said, okay, RSS Jana Kalyan Samiti. He knew the friends and his daughters are there. She completed it, and what a hero's welcome. Everyone who was there to shower flowers, do Arati, and Bharat Mata ki Jai chants. We all came together, and Bharati Vichar Sadhana and Vishwa Samvad Kendra and other organizations, they thought to publish these stories. Samaj Sevit Samarpit Ladavaiye is there. You can go to Bharati Vichar Sadhana website and you can go through the stories. These young volunteers have narrated in their own words. So I don't have to narrate all those stories. So this is high risk volunteering, where the tagline was more trained, more equipped, and more secured. Without this Anushasan and without following the protocols, it is not possible to conduct such a abhiyan. My son Varun is conversant with all these technologies and he gets lots of updates and he feeds me. Even my daughter, my wife, they are much ahead of me. The young generation gives you lots of inputs. He said there is one blood donation camp being conducted in Jana Kalyan Blood Bank. And these days, normal blood donation camps, like the one which we do in IMCC every year. I have participated in IMCC's 26 January blood donation camp. But in COVID, there is a disruption. And of course, the hospitals need bloods, even if a little less, but still that lifeline has to flow. So personally, myself and Varun went there. We did blood donation and then they put up a small video out of that. The photographs and the newspaper reports of all of this, if time permits, I'm going to share and take you through the gallery of these photos and newspaper reports in the end of my presentation. I read one very small story, but very big inspiration. He is Mr. Chiranjit Dhiwar. Friends, please remember this name and try to find out who he is. He's a young boy from Durgapur, West Bengal. We all know he's famous for a steel plant. But now Chiranjit has made this extremely important place. When he read that COVID positive, when he gets recovered, his plasma can be taken and it can be given to a person who is going through severe symptoms. What was the necessity? Was some young boys would come and do this. But then this is something beyond it. This is not a blood donation. He offered his body, he himself, for COVID vaccine trials. He requested ICMR that 2 vaccines are coming up, Swadeshi vaccines. And he said, any human trial, do it on me. Because these trials will go a long way in taking this vaccine from lab to humans at our level. ICMR accepted it. And I saw his photo. You can see his face. The deep satisfaction. And he's a young boy. That's what I was saying. The Yuva Shakti and Matru Shakti is provided n number of inspiring stories. Chiranjit is one of them. Now I will be going through 1 or 2 stories from the layer 5, which I mentioned. A very large number. One mentioned is the people living in containment zones, the crowded bastis, and how they are managing. And as a country, we owe a great, I express deep gratitude to all those people who live in very small houses, yet follow all the norms and stop this spread of corona. Second is the migrant laborers. Hundreds and thousands. They came to Pune. They served us. They worked on metro sites. They worked on construction sites. They worked on house repairs. They did so much great service to us and made Punekars' life comfortable. But they lost their jobs. And during lockdowns, they received food ration through volunteering. But the moment lockdown was over, and they sensed an opportunity, एक संभावना दिखी कि मैं घर जा सकता हूं और क्यों नहीं, हम घर पे हैं तो वो भी अभी अपनी दादी माँ से अपने माँ से मिल सकते हैं. So they made a huge queue. क्योंकि वो नहीं चाहते कि बिना रोज की कमाई ये शहर उन्हें पाले पोसे. बहुत परिश्रमी है, बहुत स्वावलंबी है और बहुत आत्मनिर्भर लोग हैं. When they were traveling 500 numbers, a woman with a child, the luggage, the other child, the husband and a parent, all of them going. But even if they were in large numbers, did not create a single untoward incidence in our country. No law and order problem. Many volunteers help them because it's such a pain and it's such a scene and a story that we all only pray and help them to bring their life to normalcy. So how many numbers, how many miles and how many days they have traveled? Another I must mention is 2 types of people. One is Warkaris. Warkaris of Palki Sohla. You might have seen how Palki Sohla at Pandharpur was conducted. It's hundreds and hundreds of years of uninterrupted tradition. But then this year it was not to be. So the Warkaris, lakhs and lakhs, when every year they walk, what matured flexibility they have shown. They sat in their house along with their family and did Manas Darshan. And this Manas Puja and Shri Vittal Panduranga gave them Manas Darshan. One of my friend, Dr. Shekhar Kulkarni, he's an oncologist, Karkarok Tadnya. He sent me an abhang. He himself has written it and in a very deep devotional voice he has sung it. दूर राहे विठोबाची पंढरी, आता पूजितो पांडुरंग अंतरी. He has expressed the feelings of all the Varkaris, millions and millions of Varkaris. They followed Yuga Dharma. Yuga Dharma means need of the hour. Now I will be walking every year in my individual path of salvation, mukti. But that can wait. Today humanity is important. I would not be part of a crowd where COVID will spread. And they did Manas Puja. And so also the devotees of Jagannath Yatra at Jagannath Puri and also in Ahmedabad. The long process was there, but it was conducted in a very small, restricted manner. And all the devotees, they offered the prayers and they got darshan of Lord Jagannatha, Balbhadra and Devi Subhadra through video conferencing. Now, can we forget this year's worry and the maturity, the Varkaris, devotees, they have shown? So our country and the whole world will always remain and express gratitude towards them. Now one more, the mothers. I've seen how my wife manages my house. 5:30 in the morning, and you all, some of the faculty members, you are here to give webinar and you manage your houses also. I know how my elder sister manages. I know how even other women, they are managing. Not only providing food, but the emotional bonding. And he's also going through that emotional and all that. So the mothers and Matru Shakti, which is the backbone of our family, the providing necessary warmth, love, and emotional support of mothers. So I can only say that I will touch their feet. That is Matru Shakti. And conceptually, one more for which we should be very grateful to Srishti Nirmata. Srishti Nirmata has given us three things: built-in immunity, built-in feelings, and built-in Divya Chetana Shakti. So I come back to the first layer. The Srishti Nirmata has bestowed humanity with these three things. Now it is in our hands to build our immunity through yoga, pranayama, Ayurveda, and all other creative things. Have a positivity and just feel and get the feel of the Divya Chetan Shakti in each other's. And that is what Swami Vivekananda says, that open the windows, open your door, go to the streets, feel the pain, help the ailing and sick person, the mothers, fathers, brothers, help them, give them medicine, do shushrusha, seva. And humanity will win. Humanity has always won. So humanity is COVID warrior number one. And Srishti Nirmata is telling us that follow Yuga Dharma. The mask that I always wear, that you all are wearing here. The sanitizer that is provided here, everywhere. And keep smiling and be positive. The two values which we all cherish. One is seva and second is samarpan. Samarpan is dedicating yourself for the larger cause. And that is a COVID warrior number one. That is provided by Srishtikarta. So very big gratitude to him. Now I will go to very quickly through management part of it. I earlier mentioned about the supply chain management, about the customer relationship management. But I would say our dear friends would study our family system, how everyone works. Study how a institutional quarantine center is managed. Look at the multidisciplinary approach. A person who cleans it, to a doctor who checks it, to a psychiatrist who helps it, to a person who provides food and tea, and the person who provides the counseling. The administration, NGOs, doctors, all of them merge together seamlessly. There is no agreement. There is no MOU. There is no registration with ROC. Immediately that team is formed, that informal organization is formed, and it works seamlessly. I will request you to talk to Mr. Mahesh Pohonerkar, Mr. Sachin Bhosle, Mr. Sunil Sathe, Mr. Ravindra Shingnapurkar, how they managed quarantine shibir for those who actually participated in screening Abhiyan. It's a wonderful learning as a management. See how Disaster Management Act works. Who is the topmost authority? How authorities are flowing down from our Prime Minister to the functionaries at our village level. How the decisions are taken. How the systems are working. In Pune, our mayor, Shri Murlidharji Mohol, she recently posted a very inspiring Facebook post. He's admitted last 4 months, he is providing exemplary courage and leadership to all Punekars fight against Corona. So it's PMC, District Administration, Divisional Commissioner's Office, all the corporators, all the political party leaders, all the leaders of socio-religious organizations, NGOs, and his entire staff. He's leading the campaign of Punekar fights against Corona very successfully. He got infected. Naturally, he comes and meets so many people. His family members got infected. And he posted that, मी बरा आहे, मला सगळ्या पुणेकरांना बरं करायचंय. मी त्यांना एक छोटा संदेश पाठवला. त्यांना की मुरलीधरजी, आपण पुणेकरांच्या मनात आणि हृदयात आहात. कारण तुम्ही इतकं प्रेरणादायी काम करत आहात. तुम्ही लवकर बरे व्हाल, तुमचे सगळे नातेवाईक बरे होतील. आणि परमेश्वर कृपेने तुम्ही पुन्हा नेतृत्व कराल, which he has promised. मी लवकरच सेवेत रुजू होत आहे. Now he is at home, all his family members are fine. So if you are in the forefront, you are in the battlefield, fighting, then someone is there looking at you and they help us. So this is the story of Pune. So one can see how the Disaster Management Act works. As management students, you can just see the data. You can go to dashboard of PPCR. You can see website of RSS Jan Kalyan Samiti. You can see website of Bharatiya Jain Sangh. You can see website of Red Cross Society. You can see website of all these NGOs. You can see website of Divisional Commissioner's Office, the Collector's Office. And you will see the statistics is generated out of the courage and brilliant performances of all these COVID warriors. It's not just statistics. These are all stories, human stories. So I will request all computer science and business administration students to mine this data, to analyze it, find out the human stories, and build the models for future use. How in a pandemic and disaster situation, how society responds, how we have responded, how as a family, how as an individual, how as Pune, how as our country, as Bharat, how we have responded. And one last aspect of motivation. We have read so many stories of motivation. But I would take you in this theory to a little higher level of inspiration. It comes through a process of character building, where thoughts, values, and actions, they seamlessly merge in one's life. then no external motivation is required. The motivation comes from within, as very aptly said by Swami Vivekananda, that there is a Divya Chaitana Shakti in each and every living and non-living entity. To experience that for myself and helping others to experience that Divya Chaitana Shakti, that experience come through seamlessly blending of thoughts, values, and actions in one's life. It's a long drawn out process. It doesn't happen spontaneously. It is spontaneous, but then it comes through mind, heart, and then your hands start acting. So this is the character building process of Bharat. The whole world is looking at us. How is and how is India managing? How is Bharat managing? Many of my friends who are located and are well placed in different parts of the world, they're very eager to know how our families have managed, how our laborers have managed, how our Juggi Jopri people have managed, how our doctors have managed, how poor people have managed, how we whole as a society have managed, created a seamless entity called Bharat. And that is why the COVID warriors, whenever we meet them, everyone spontaneously says, Bharat Mata ki Jai. So here I take a pause, and I would like all of you to go through this very small gallery of photographs and newspaper reports. Namaskar and Jai Hind. This is a first photograph. Life is beautifully flowing. But the second one is the statistics. When the life was flowing, you can see these lines, the possibilities of figures. I already mentioned about it. Salam to all COVID warriors. And they are anamik. Anamik means unsung. And then the Antya Samskar. And then the screening Abhiyan. The Punekar is famous for this. This is a team which performed Antya Samskar. Shubhada is there and all her colleagues. I again repeated this slide because you can really talk to these persons and also go through the website of Bhavisa. The life again will beautifully flow like this, as is humanity. This person is Chiranjit Dhivar. So it's great hope. This is my son who participated in blood donation camp. This is building humanity through Ayurveda Kadha. This is a blood donation camp organized by Saksham, which is an organization for Divyang, and 13 Divyang persons actually donated their blood. Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Thank you, sir, for sharing these inspiring stories, experiences on the field, and management angles in this COVID-19 battle. I think Catch Me If You Can is the challenge that the coronavirus has thrown at the superheroes of the world. We must salute, appreciate the efforts and contribution by corona warriors from bottom of our heart. Here I want to mention our IMCC student Parimal Shetty worked in a screening center at GCC for 7 days. He was a part of mass screening Abhiyan organized by RSS Janakalyan Samiti Pune. We must appreciate here, acknowledge here his work. Now we are at the end of session. We are grateful to Shri Ravindra Mandravadkar sir for delivering this wonderful session, which would be an outstanding addition to our knowledge and views. Sir, we look forward your association with us in future events of the college. I also thank Dr. Santosh Deshpande for his support in arranging this guest lecture. I thank Professor Mukul Kulkarni and his team for technical arrangements. I thank you all for patient listening and active participation. This program is hosted by Maharashtra Education Society's IMCC College. Our parent body MES has 160 years of standing in academic excellence. IMCC has 36 years of standing and is well known for quality education and conducive educational environment. IMCC's MCA program is accredited by National Board of Accreditation (NBA). At IMCC campus, we have post-graduation courses MCA, MBA, undergraduate courses BBA, BBA IB, and BBA CA. We also have skill development UGC approved certification courses, cloud computing, business architecture, cyber law, big data under NSQF scheme. Also, we have autonomous courses, postgraduate diploma in digital library management, automation and networking, SETNET training program for LIS professionals. For academic year 2021, we have started admission inquiry and counseling for all these courses. Students can put their inquiry through college website, also through comment box on our Facebook page. Once again, I thank you all for joining us today for this session. Stay home, stay safe, have a good day. Thank you.